My name is Alice Messiah. I'm a student at the University of South Florida, and I'm also the president of First Amendment Forum here at USF. I was born in Egypt, and in Egypt, it's very rare for a woman to be encouraged to share her experience and to share her opinion. And something that my parents raised me on is that no matter who was at the table or no matter who was in the room, they still made me feel like I could share what I had to say. And what that has done is it has filled me with so much gratitude for the freedoms that we have as Americans. But then on a college campus, I felt as though a lot of people were feeling discouraged from expressing themselves. It's very common to say something that gets shut down immediately, whether it's by a professor or another student. For me as a Christian, every time that I brought up Christianity, I felt like the topic was quickly changed, and it got to a point where the professor said, all right, that's enough, we don't want to convert anyone. And that got me thinking, when did we lose the respect for the American principle of just having a conversation for the sake of the conversation? And as a Christian on a college campus, I felt there wasn't a place for me to do so.
I'm here at First Amendment Forum's first meeting of the semester. And here is everyone arriving for our meeting. I'm getting ready to start the presentation.
When I heard about First Amendment Forum, I definitely knew that that was something that I wanted to be involved in. What First Amendment Forum does on campus is we host weekly discussion meetings.
We start in a small group format so everybody can introduce themselves and start diving into the topic at a small group level, and then we're all going to circle up into a big circle and talk about the topic in greater depth.
There is a level of respect. We acknowledge the courage that it takes to speak and share. We acknowledge the humility that it takes to listen and be silent. And we acknowledge the value and the respect that we have for the conversation. Our group talks a lot about the First Amendment specifically. We do try to incorporate a prioritization for our founding documents throughout our meetings, just because we think there's something so beautiful about the accessibility of here is what we are being held accountable to. One thing that I was particularly nervous about is that we were hosting one of our weekly discussion events about the topic of Israel and Palestine. So we actually invited Students for Palestine, and we invited a lot of the Jewish organizations on campus, and we had sort of everyone in the room. And we were super nervous, right? But it was an amazing conversation, and people were respectful. And even though there was deep emotion and just a personal element to the conversation still happened because we all knew why we were there. So despite me being nervous, I left feeling hopeful. I think that there should be a group of students on every campus that are committed to having those uncomfortable conversations, those confrontational moments, and to just keep that alive, keep the passion for civil discourse alive. It's an American principle, freedom of speech, freedom of expression. And that's what we stand for at First Amendment Forum. It doesn't matter who you are, and it doesn't matter who else is in the room, and it doesn't matter if they disagree, or if they agree, or if it's controversial, or if someone's going to get offended. That it's not about that. It's about that community at First Amendment Forum. And because I know what rights that I have for freedom of speech on this campus, then what that does is when I walk out of First Amendment Forum, I enter the classroom with the same confidence that I can express myself regardless of what it is that I have to say.